You just finished building a small sealed subwoofer enclosure, and you're not happy with the performance. Can you add a port to your sealed subwoofer box? Absolutely, you can grab a hole saw and some PVC pipe and stick a pipe in your subwoofer box and see what happens. But just because you can doesn't mean that you should. To show you what I mean, I'm going to head over to the port calculator on my website, DIYaudioguy.com. I'll give you a link to it down in the description. So hypothetically, you've placed a 10-inch subwoofer in a half cubic foot enclosure. We'll choose US units, inches, feet, that kind of thing. We'll pop in half a cubic feet and we'll pick a tuning frequency. Let's go with 36 hertz. We'll do one port. We'll do a simple round port because sometimes the easiest port is just a PVC pipe. Why don't we go with a 2-inch port? We hit calculate and that gives us a port that is 12 inches long with a total port area of 3.14 square inches. 3.14 square inches is not a lot. You will probably want a larger port opening so that you don't get any chuffing. So maybe we should try to go a little bit bigger and pop it up to a 3-inch pipe. And when we do that, we get a 27-inch long port. And here's what that looks like. Right here we have a typical small enclosure. The internal dimensions are 6 by 12 by 12, so it's a half a cubic foot. Over here's our 3-inch port. Let's see what it looks like. Well, it's not gonna fit. So a port that's got enough area to be an effective port is just not gonna fit inside the enclosure. That's because as the enclosure gets smaller, holding everything else constant, the port has to get longer. We'll compromise and go back down to that 2-inch port, hit calculate. Now we've got a shorter port. It might chuff, but maybe it'll fit in the box. 11.59 inches. And that would be this port right here. And when you place that port inside the enclosure, we see this port is gonna have a hard time fitting. We're right about 2 inches away from a wall of the enclosure. You really want your port opening at least 1 port diameter away from the wall of the enclosure, so this might actually work. And of course, you can always put a bend in it. But you've got another problem, and that is you have to put the subwoofer in the enclosure. And depending on where you put your subwoofer cutout, your port tube is gonna interfere with the subwoofer. So it's theoretically possible to port your small subwoofer enclosure, but it's not going to be practical. If you find yourself in this situation, my recommendation is to rebuild your enclosure.